Good morning, everyone. My name is Corey. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. It is Saturday around 8:40 in the morning. Yesterday I didn't put out a video. I had a bunch of friends and family over. It was really loud, so I just figured I would just wait and kind of dish out all the information today. But let's get into today's news. So the first thing I got for you is Fidelity Digital Assets opens all qualified investors. Fidelity started adding clients in the first quarter and is now engaged in a full rollout of its custody and trading services for digital assets. I'm not going to read the whole article. I'd rather just go right to their website. Fidelity Digital Assets has an institutional focus. Institutions require high availability, blah, 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 trust. And this is another company that, similar to Bakkt, is using these the terminology to bring in institutional investors such as professional asset custody services and 70 plus years of financial experience. So what it's really doing again is it's bringing that trust factor to institutional grade investors. That's a lot of big words. It's just giving them the opportunity to start investing into crypto assets with insurance behind them, with trust behind it. It's going to really bring in some major money into the market. But here's another player along with Bakkt, and we definitely have said that there is going to be more major rollouts of companies that are getting into digital assets on a very large scale. Let's just go down here. Fidelity Investments is one of the world's largest and most diversified financial services providers with more than $7.2 trillion in client assets. So imagine that starting to transfer into crypto assets. That's pretty cool. I'm excited for that. Corticon is coming up October 23rd and 24th of 2019 in London. R3's flagship conference is back in London this year. Corticon brings together 800 plus industry leaders, technologists, and Corda enthusiasts to look at key trends in blockchain and the latest applications built on Corda. This is really cool. There are a lot of events happening between the end of October and beginning of November that are specifically rounded towards or specifically geared towards blockchain, and a lot of these companies that are coming out, we know that they are also partnered with Ripple and XRP. This article right here is from 11 months ago, but I just brought it up because I wanted to show you, if you haven't been, if you're kind of new to the space and XRP. Today, R3, the enterprise blockchain company, announced the release of open source universal payments application Corda Network. Well, Corda Network works directly with XRP right here. And it's integrated with XRP. We've known that, but for the people who are new on the channel, I just wanted to show you the connection as to why Corticon is an important part of the XRP and Ripple advancement. Another event that's happening this month is WCC 2019. It is a Vegas blockchain week. It's going to feature massive companies. You can see Bakkt, the Basic Attention Token, Ravencoin, PNC, JP Morgan Chase is also going to be there. So it's going to be a lot of banks meeting up with a lot of top crypto companies. Monero is coming in, TD Ameritrade. So it's going to be a really, really big event. And hopefully we're going to hear quite a lot of unbelievable information come out of this. I can't wait to hear what's said. This is kind of pertaining to the global currency situation. Ex-CFTC Chairman, U.S. must create an independent blockchain dollar. Giancarlo wants to independently maintain dollar in an open piece for the Wall Street Journal on October 15th. Christopher Giancarlo, former chair of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC, argued the dollar could lose status in the future. This would be specifically due to other countries rolling out digital currencies. The answer, he argued, is to create a new form of dollar. So we know that the China Communist Party, the CCP, has started to roll out its China coin, or the coin that's going to be China's new base currency. They're going to try to launch that. I think it was literally like at the end of this year. So we'll see how that starts coming into fruition. Cash brought into the system could be exchanged for digital US dollars in a blockchain, with the cash lodged in special escrow accounts maintained by the Federal Reserve. We propose a digital dollar a government-sanctioned blockchain protocol created and maintained by an independent non-governmental group, Ripple, but administered by banks and other payment organizations. So it's maintained by the private organization, but it's basically distributed and administered by banks. So the only company that I know that has all of these massive banking partnerships and is included with the IMF and the government, who's in a perfect position to start changing the landscape and change the US dollar from being the world's reserve currency, is only Ripple and XRP. I don't know of another crypto company that is fully engaged in regulation and government as they are. I could be wrong. Maybe I haven't done enough research myself, but if you find a company that is as headstrong as Ripple is in the government and the world banking organizations, please send it in the comments and I'll start talking about that one. Bank of America tests Ripple technology. This is off of FX Street. I like to use a bunch of different websites to try and get people's creative work out. This is an article that's been posted on CoinDesk. It's on CCN. I just don't want to keep using those constant single places of news. Everybody works hard to bring news to the space, so let's use some new websites and new people to bring us that information as well. One of the largest banks in the U.S. tested the distributed ledger developed by Ripple. The bank did not confirm the decision to implement Ripple's technology at this stage. That's okay. The only thing that we need to know is that Bank of America is getting involved with Ripple's global payment programs. Bank of America has been part of Ripple's global payment steering program since 2016, and we did a pilot with them. So there you go, right out of her mouth. They are testing Ripple's technology. This is great. This is out of Michelle Bond. So Women for Color in Blockchain Congressional Briefing, Blockchain Association, sponsored by Ripple and eToro. A lot of the major discussions that are happening on Congress and within the IMF and within pretty much all of financial and banking sectors is women's involvement in finance and women in top positions as far as CEOs go. And I know that Jamie Dimon of Chase Bank was on yesterday talking about how they look for talent and that in the very near future they could see a female as the CEO of the Chase JP Morgan Corporation. So, I just wanted to bring this up and say that it's an unbelievably good thing that Ripple is taking the initiative to show inclusion, and they're basically just saying, hey, we know the issues that are out there and we're going to tackle all of them head on with this company. Not only are they taking on financial application, but they're also trying to be completely inclusive when it comes to people working rather than men working or women working. People helping the value of the space, and Ripple is on the forefront of getting that started, and so that is also why I support Ripple. Now, Ripple came out with their Q3 2019 market report, and one of the things that they said that they were going to do significantly was decrease over-the-counter sales for XRP this quarter, and it shows significantly for Q3 2019. Our total XRP sales were 66.24 million versus 251 million in the previous quarter. So they are sticking by what they said they were going to do, which is awesome. I love the transparency. Not all the numbers seem as great as they should be, but the fact that Ripple is coming out and being the leader in the market as far as, hey, this is what we're doing, this is where the money's going, this is how it's being spent, that's what every single crypto company should be striving for. They should be striving for this clear view between what a company's doing and where your money's going when you invest into the assets that are also helping that company. I don't want to say that I'm investing directly in Ripple because I'm not. I'm investing in the XRP Ledger. If I was saying that I was investing directly in Ripple, and I would be concluding that XRP is a security, and we know that it is not. There has been a ton of misinformation out there, and this is my favorite part about this Q3 report. So Ripple did a deep dive into figuring out where all of this FUD is coming from and who's been saying bad things and why they've been saying it and how it matches up with their company. And there was an uptick in FUD. FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and the spread of misinformation about XRP, especially around topics such as purported XRP dumping and price manipulation by Ripple. FUD is a tool typically used to undermine new technologies due to the nature of digital asset markets. FUD runs rampant, often perpetuated by those with political or financial interests in certain cryptocurrencies. Although Twitter is not the only place where FUD persists, bots on Twitter, so not real people, actually computerized accounts, are publishing 49% about BTC, 71% about Ethereum, and 50% about XRP. So 50% of all the FUD that comes out of XRP is created by nobody who's real. It's just a bunch of industry creators who are trying to spread bad news so they can get XRP at a better price. So conversion from bots specifically about Ripple dumping XRP increased 179% quarter over quarter. So the truth. What is the truth behind all of this? Conversations attempted to support the allegations by pointing to large movements of XRP, which were in fact transfers between Ripple Treasury and escrow managed accounts. In other words, those transfers did not entail Ripple distributing XRP. So none of them accounted for Ripple distributing XRP, which is, which is awesome. So XRP being fully truthful throughout the entire market. This is a little bit of XRP's snapshot as compared to Bitcoin and the RippleNet on-demand liquidity versus XRapid, and their X-Spring initiative and what they have been doing with their X-Spring initiative. In conclusion, Q3 was marked by continued discipline around Ripple's XRP sales and significant traction for XRP in both Ripple's Net's on-demand liquidity offering as well as the expanding developer community. So Ripple is basically, Ripple is heavily invested in XRP. They say if Ripple disappears, XRP will still be there with its use case at its core. So the point of Ripple owning that much, they're working hard to make sure that they facilitate the use case of XRP, because they are, just as heavily as invested, or they are the most heavily invested, obviously, but they are heavily invested in it. So they really are looking out for their own investment, and so that's great. They're doing a really good job, and I'm proud of Ripple as a company, and I'm proud to be invested in them. The last thing that I have for you today is at justxrp.com for XRP news and resources. If you head over to the XRP Community tab, I have listed over here all of our major and monster researchers. These guys go in deep. They do a ton of work outside of simply finding the main news for everybody. And To the Lifeboats has an extraordinary interview. You guys have got to go watch this. He got an interview live with John McAfee. John McAfee is a celebrity in the crypto space, not even necessarily towards XRP and Ripple, just generally. He's like the government anarchist voice. The guy I've been following, he's been in jail. One time I think he was in jail in 3 different jails in 2 days, which was hysterical. But I'm super proud of To the Lifeboat, Sam I Am, for getting him on there and doing the discussion. It was just so much fun to watch. And if you guys get a chance, please go over and watch that video. John McAfee is an absolute, gold nugget in the space of crypto. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit that like button. If you hit the like button, it helps out the channel immensely. And subscribe and comment. And if there's anything that you're not hearing or you'd like me to cover in the channel, or there's specific parts about the channel you want included, leave that in the comment section. And have a great day. See you in the next one.